Hey everybody, we are in the great state of Vermont, 802 in fact, and we are talking to a couple full-time RVers that I met when we were down at the waterfront here. And we have Wayne and Betsy, and guys, tell us where you're from and a little bit about your RVing ventures.
We are from this area. We're from Irisburg, Vermont. We are full-time seasonals here at Prouty Beach Campground in Newport, Vermont, overlooking Lake Memphremagog.
Say that again.
We are
Lake what?
Lake Memphremagog.
Betsy, can you say that too?
Yep, Lake Memphremagog
Wow.
with our little sea monster Memphrey.
I looked at it on the map and I'm doing blah, 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 blah. Lake M, I called it. So go ahead, I interrupted you.
We've been full-time RVing for about 15 years. Started out as recreational camping, as most do, in local campgrounds and, you know, weekend type stuff. And then we ultimately sold our home and decided to take 3 months off and travel around the perimeter of the country. And we're going to come back and build another house and buy a piece of property because society says you should own a home. And we both decided at that point in time that no.
No, you were rebels before your time.
We were. And we continued living in our travel trailer for 3 or 4 years, traveling the country and working a full-time job, taking winters off. And then it evolved into the next camper, which was a 5th wheel and a 1-ton dually. And we are continuing the journey for at least another year, and we'll see where that goes.
So Betsy, how does the 400 square feet limit work with this togetherness stuff? Are you okay with it still?
He works full time, and I take off during the week and go do my thing, and then we can do stuff on the weekends after I find out what we want to do during the week.
Okay, because a lot of people have said this togetherness stuff is overrated.
Yeah. Like I said, I take off. Yes.
Okay.
And
We
it's-
know our buttons very well. We know which buttons to push and not push, and how hard you can push them.
Okay, so my question is this. You're obviously much too young to be retired, and when you had mentioned before that you still work full-time, tell us how you're able to do that and what you would recommend to other people that are thinking of getting into the full-time lifestyle before they hit that 65 threshold and health becomes an issue.
Yeah, well, when we started, I had my own business. So I was doing my business as we traveled, and my business was paying for the travel expenses. And we were also work camping, which we started out at Amazon.com for the holiday season. We've worked
Down south.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Kansas.
yes, in Kansas.
Okay, but not in New England.
No. And then we worked at the Grand Canyon, and we've worked at Cody, Wyoming. And then, because Wayne was always wanting to get away from his regular profession, and then he ended up going back into his regular profession, doing part yearly work, working in the summer and just taking off the winters. But now his company finally realized he can do it all year round.
As times
remotely.
So this wasn't COVID related that you had
this is
that?
not
No,
COVID related.
he's been doing it for a few years now.
So, the company I work for, I have 35 years of experience working in the retail lumber yards.
Yeah.
And because it's difficult for lumber yards to hire experienced help, the timing has allowed me to now work remotely because my value has gone higher. So now they made conditions for me to work remotely. You know, between the laptops,
It took
the
11
cell
years
phones,
to convince them.
Wi-Fi, and being connected electronically, I can now work remotely without a hitch.
And really, you probably put in more time, more hours per day working remotely than you do if you had to go to an office, right?
And I work for a very large company with probably at least 600 employees, and I was one of the very first employees to work remotely. So I had to make sure I proved that it was going to be effective and that it was successful.
Okay. So you have the kind of the double whammy, if I say, working remotely and then working, you know, living in an RV, because you can work remotely from a stick house,
Absolutely.
which is a little bit bigger. But tell us about what you've got here and, you know, your brand and how long you've had it. And I'm going to walk back a little bit so
Sure.
that
I started out with a travel trailer, which was just a 28-foot travel trailer, and did that for at least 5 or 6 or even 7 years. And then we traded up to a fifth wheel, high quality Newmar, and the line is Cypress. Newmar made a very high quality but a very heavy fifth wheel. The quality was higher, better insulation, better amenities, more wood, heavy duty frame, heavy duty running gear. So a fifth wheel offers us more space, more livability, and more storage. So we had 2 businesses on the road, my office space, plus Betsy has a crafts business that we travel with, and she wholesales ornaments. So we always had to have 2 desk spaces. So
And you're able to
and we're
still
able
do
to
that.
do that pretty easily in this unit. Quality's been great. The company's no longer making fifth wheels, and Newmar was just recently sold, I believe, to Winnebago.
Winnebago, right.
So this is our equipment. We have a 1-ton dually. It's a 2013.
Oh, that's it right there, right?
And we have a 2010 Newmar. So they're kind of aging out, but the quality
Quality
been
is there.
excellent. They've
Yep.
been maintained meticulously because it's what we do. Our life is on the road, so we take care of our equipment. So our equipment takes care of us.
Okay. So, neither of you have any reservations about telling other people to make the leap, and life will still go on, right?
Life will go on, but life also will follow you. So if you're going to escape from something, you can't outrun it.
Okay. So,
No, but we've tried to get off the road,
We
and
have.
we do get off the road for about 8 months, and then break leases, and then get back on the road
Right.
because we can't stay off the road.
and you brought family members with you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've got family this summer right across from us.
New RVers, this is their first summer in an RV, and they're seasonal, so they'll get the taste.
And our other family is a mile down the road.
Oh,
And a
okay.
sticks and
So-
bricks home.
So it's not like you have to cut ties with your family if you go full-time RV.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
definitely
No.
not. We
And
just
they will come
up.
visit you at destinations. If you're wintering in Florida, they may visit you.
They
Or-
may, especially if they're from Vermont.
Exactly.
Because
Or
it is ironic, they only have to take 91 to 95 all the way down.
All the way.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Right.
Okay, so we want to thank you so much for being with us, and I know that your information will be valuable to those that are considering upgrading their life to the full-time RV lifestyle.
thank you.